Make that one little tweak that elevates their.
I got food that'll go get 'em. This the Henry Pooh and the there.
I'm truly honored to be here, and it is one of the greatest privileges of my life to be speaking after such an incredible ceremony, albeit at day one. And at the start of what I'm sure is going to be a legendary reception. I've heard rumblings across the barn that people are already calling it the biggest night of the year. You know, when I look around this room, though, I see so many different groups of people. And this is a group that has traveled from across the country, but also from across all of these incredibly exciting periods of Kelly and Noah's life together to be here in Roxbury, New York. Of course, we have family here, and that's the bedrock, but we also have hometown friends, and college friends, and teammates, and Peace Corps friends, and grad school friends, and friends from everywhere in between. And I think that is a testament to the way that Kelly and Noah have built their lives together and will continue to do so in the future. They are always on the road, but they are bringing people along with them for a ride, and they're picking people up along the way. So on that vein, I met Noah for the first time in Miami the day before we shipped out to Peace Corps Albania together. And I remember I see this guy with a big beard and big arms. He's a Hawaiian shirt, a couple tattoos poking out, and I had a couple of thoughts. The first was, man, I guarantee this guy loves Coors Light. And the second was, I think we're gonna be really good friends. It's uncanny how sharp both of those instincts were, and if we're being fully truthful, I think they're mutually reinforcing. But anyway, Noah and I ship out to Albania together, along with a lot of our other dear friends in the room. But I was in the economic development sector, and Noah was a health guy. So we were placed in different villages for the first 3 months that were equidistant from a slightly larger city called Elbasan. So we didn't see each other that frequently. But every couple of weeks, we'd have a Peace Corps-wide training. And we'd all kind of pour in from these surrounding villages and converge on this city for a couple of hours of meaningless bullshit. And despite the meaninglessness of the classroom sessions, we'd always look forward to these trainings because we could all steal a couple of hours of freedom together. See, there was this glorious window in between when the training concluded and we all had to kind of forlornly clamber onto these old communist-era buses and go back home. We could all kind of pour into a bar and sit down and drink beer and complain about our lives. And it was truly the most fun complaining I've ever done. But I kept noticing something every couple of weeks. Noah's village was more cohesive than ours. And they had retained this level of positivity that was remarkable because, as my good friend Connor, who's right there, can attest to, our town was falling apart at the seams. And I think that truly speaks to Noah's steady hand as a leader and his relentless optimism and his ability to bring a team together no matter where it is. And that's a skill that you learn from great parents and build on the lacrosse field, but ultimately, he refined it in rural Albania. Who would have thought? I think one of the most magnetic qualities about Noah as a leader and as a man is his ability to will things into existence. But that can be a bit of a double-edged sword because sometimes the things that he wills into existence can seem, how should I put this, logistically complex, or if we're being completely honest, downright insane at first blush, and sometimes even at second blush. Like, let's take, for instance, Noah's great Albanian barbecue idea. On paper, the plan was pretty simple. We'd hike up steep, winding Albanian goat trails at sunset. And we'd all have backpacks loaded with sausages and bread and peppers and enough wine to kill at least one and maybe two sturdy Albanian horses. Then we'd each drink 1.5 liters of homemade wine and responsibly light a big bonfire to cook our dinner. And then finally we'd stumble down in the pitch dark. Sometimes I guess his ideas are even insane on third blush. But the thing is, they're so damn fun. Or for example, Noah deciding to make the 5-hour drive between St. Louis and Nashville 4 times in 3 days to not only make it to my bachelor party, but also go to Larissa and Austin's wedding. And knowing Noah, also probably coach a couple of lacrosse games. Or, and I'm guilty in this one as well, not only deciding to run a 50-kilometer ultramarathon in the Italian Alps together, but realizing we were too poor to afford a hotel and being forced to camp 3 miles outside of town. And then bringing a tent with black mold so we could live the summer together outside on the grass for the 3 days preceding the race, and still waking up on race day and thinking we had a chance to win. Newsflash, we didn't. And one of us almost had a bit of a bathroom emergency. I'm not going to finish that story, but after a couple of Coors Lights, Noah might tell you about. But anyway, Noah is great at willing things into existence, but he works so damn hard to make sure he gets what he wants. And he's so positive and thoughtful and sincere that even what seemed like stumbling blocks at the time turned into these memorable pillars of his relationships with everyone around him. So Noah and I have been on a ton of adventures together. And I've watched him change jobs and countries and facial hairstyles a million times. But of course, the main touchstone throughout all of that tumble has been Kelly. When Kelly and Noah both set off for their Balkans adventures, their relationship was relatively new. But anyone who heard him talk about his then girlfriend Kelly knew that it was built to last. And no geopolitics or border crossings or constrictive U.S. government bureaucracy could slow them down. And look, I've talked a little bit tonight about Noah being relentless, but man, he's got nothing on Kelly. She is a force of nature. She did basically a tour of every war zone in the Western Balkans while doing incredibly emotionally taxing work and still finding the bandwidth to commit to and to continue growing this very international, very hard-won relationship that she was building with Noah. And I think, and this is something that you both spoke about during your vows and that Gianna mentioned during the ceremony, but the special thing about the way that you built your lives together is that at the beginning, you didn't have a foundation besides each other. You weren't neighbors, you weren't in the same city, you were barely in the same country. So you didn't have the touchstones that a lot of other couples do early on. All you had was each other and your memories together and your hopes and your dreams. And while that is hard, it means that you built this incredibly strong foundation that will travel with you wherever you go in life. And no amount of adversity or distance or badly behaved dogs can shake that, because it was truly forged in this crucible of long distance in the Western Balkans. I think, and again, throughout the ceremony we heard the same word, but the thing about Kelly and Noah is they'll make you feel home. Not just at home, but they truly make you feel home wherever you are with them. In November of 2018, Kelly had moved to basically this illegal boom town outside of Tirana, the capital of Albania. She was living in like the top floor of this kind of hastily slapped together apartment complex. And it was almost Thanksgiving, so of course Kelly and Noah were going to host a Thanksgiving dinner. But we were in Albania, so of course nothing could go as planned. We didn't find any turkey. I swear there was no gravy in that entire country, and I promise there is no word for cranberry in the Albanian language. And on top of that, I distinctly remember the power going out at least half a dozen times while we were cooking our kind of hodgepodge Thanksgiving dinner. But we did, if you remember, scrounge together the cash to buy a bottle of wild turkey. And truly, some of the best memories from that chapter of my life are sitting around at the table, drinking that whiskey, and then literally throwing a potato around the room in a series of progressively complex drinking games. And that truly is Kelly and Noah. They are going to find love and joy wherever they are, and with whatever they have, and with whoever is there with them. They bring people together, and they build this incredible foundation that will travel with them as they move through life together. I love you both, and I can't wait to be along for the ride. Here's Dio.
So for the half of you who are thirsty and the other half who has to pee, just hang on a couple more minutes. All right, this is speaking as a father. The first time I met Noah, I looked at him and I said, all right, this guy isn't a dick. Went over on the side and I said, that looks like a nice family. All right, well, we'll let this happen. Well, as far as preparing for marriage, like maybe a traditional way is you go to pre-Cana, you get all the spiritual upbringing, you know, what is expected of you, what is expected of your husband, how many little Democrats you plan on having running around. That's one way to go. Another way is to break your parents' hearts and say, I've joined the Peace Corps. And I'll be traveling 5,000 miles to a country you never heard of. You'll never be able to help me if I get in trouble. And I'm off. But they did it, and I'm telling you, it broke my heart when Kelly said that. Peace Corps. All I thought of, and most of you aren't old enough to understand this, but Abbott and Costello joined the Foreign Legion. That's what came to mind. I said, I get these things for the Peace Corps in the mail, and it says, make a donation, they do good things. Here you are, here's a check. Not, here's my daughter. But the only thing that saved me was knowing Noah was dead. I tell you, I would have lost. I think I would have gone to Bosnia if Noah wasn't in Albania. And what these two went through, the 16-hour bus ride sitting between a chicken and a goat just to see each other. I mean, if it was me, I would have said, I think I want to see other people. Maybe someone in the United States of America. But they did it. They did it. So, I mean, how much harder could it be married? How much harder could being married be than what you went through? I mean, you're two tough cookies. And I'm so proud of you. And it's so nice to meet all your friends. And especially the ones whose names I never pronounce right. Wuhan, and my favorite is Scully. And then, of course, there's Becky and Joe. But anyone who's talked to me knows 50 minutes later I have no clue what you mean. I just want to thank everyone for coming, and it's a very happy day for me. Thank you.
I wish I had this completely memorized, so I'm going to read a little bit, talk a little bit, but on behalf of Michelle, Quinn, and I, our entire family, that includes all of you, we certainly want to thank Jim and Teresa for allowing Kelly to join our family. Now again, don't panic, because she's certainly not leaving yours, but allowing our families to unite, as parents, as brothers, sisters, and extended family. So that's very special to us, so thank you very much for allowing that to happen. Marriage, okay, it can be kind of a scary word, but marriage is about relationships and showing up. And we want to celebrate all of you, that are here in your relationship with Kelly and Noah. All of you have showed up right here, right now. And because of the relation that you have with the couple, that makes it very special. It makes it very special all of us. We want to thank you for being here. Thank you for joining in the celebration. So again, cheers to all of you.
Cool.
So I know we have a large group of cousins here tonight. In a lot of cases, you as cousins were the first best friends of these people. You helped Kelly and Noah understand how to treat each other. So Carrie and Kevin, Brooke and Jamie, Donald and Heather, Megan, Mike B, Taylor, Thomas, Jillian, Joe B, Lauren, Jason, Big Joe K, Stephen Ray, and Jennifer. Thank you guys for being part of their lives and being here tonight. And if I left anybody out, I apologize. I did bad research if I did. Aunts and uncles, Nana and Papa. In many cases, you were the word of advice. You were that friendly voice on the phone, or better yet, the person, someone to look up to. Part of the village, that it takes to help along the way to get this wonderful part, of knowing Kelly's life, and help them along the way, get them here today, in a lot of cases. Nancy, Paul, Linda, Tina, Jacqueline and Mike, Kelly and Tim, Doug and Vicky, Paul and Susie, Coach Hammer. You guys have been there, and I know you continue to be there for whatever's needed in the young couple's life. Wedding party. This group that gathered, here side by side to be with these two during the actual moment of the vows, that was special. I don't think I've ever seen anything as special as that. That was awesome. It speaks volumes as to what you mean to both of them. All of you are to be celebrated. As such a special person, Emma, Nancy, Larissa, Tori, one that I'm kind of special to, Quinn, Sully, Aaron, Tanner, Nick, Donald. Cheers to all of you once you meet Noah and Kelly. I told Michelle I wasn't gonna lose it here, but there's a special group of people that couldn't be here for one reason or another. So they're gonna have to enjoy the pictures. So hope you do a great job with that, which I know you will. They'll enjoy that. There's another group though that would have loved to have been here, but the good Lord had special plans for them. And I know they're looking down with love, so they're here as well. So before I truly lose it here, just a couple thoughts for the happy couple as it relates to marriage. As you two travel this road, hopefully you'll be able to lean on the lessons and examples that we as parents, Michelle and I, Jim and Teresa, we've tried to instill, over the years. One of the things is, I think, you can never say I love you enough. I mean, I don't think that's possible. So, share your life with each other. Be patient with each other. Trust me when I say this, and I don't mean this as, one of those old guys that say, hey, trust me, do this. Time's gonna fly by. Maybe not like right in this moment, or maybe not when you look at the big picture. But at some point in time in the future, you're gonna look back and, which I'm doing right now, and you're gonna say, where'd all the time go? I can remember when you first brought Kelly to West Lafayette, that great metropolitan area. Hey, how you doing? It turns out you were in the back of our pictures at graduation in 2017. No, I took you to your first lacrosse practice. Okay, and now look at it now. So, I mean, I'm telling you, time's gonna fly by. And you're gonna look back and you're gonna say, where'd the time go? And the main thing is enjoy the moments. Enjoy those special individual things, like right now. This is something that's gonna be special forever. So, now, not to be negative, but you're gonna hit some rough patches here. I mean, it's gonna happen. I mean, something at work, somebody's gonna piss you off at work. You're gonna come home. You're gonna bump into somebody at the grocery store, it's gonna be like, God. So, eventually something you're not gonna agree on. I mean, every once in a while that happens, right, Michelle? Every now and then. But just remember, look back at it and say, you know what? I love you. Be patient. Share your lives. It's gonna work out. So we're excited about that. So, in order to wrap this up, whether it's from New Jersey, California, Wagner College, go Seahawks, okay, Peace Corps, you guys,
Gazoo.
you guys saved Noah, appreciate you, or somewhere in between. All of you here, your relationship with Kelly and Noah is something that's special, and because of them, we're all connected. So, I mean, we're family. So that's something we're celebrating. So, Noah and Kelly, from Michelle, Quinn, and I, we love you. Let's do this.
Cool.